Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode all those confusing corporate filings. Today we're diving into a report from Hillenbrand, a company you might not know by name, but they're probably involved in something you use every day. We're looking at an updated report where someone noticed a small error in a previous document. It's like when you send an email and immediately see a typo. This time it's a typo that can change how investors see the company. So this isn't just any report, it's an amendment, meaning they had to correct something in a previous filing. Specifically, they found a mistake in their fiscal 2025 Outlook table. It's like realizing you accidentally told everyone the wrong date for a party. Why is this important? Well, companies give financial outlooks to tell investors where they think they're heading. Messing up those numbers can confuse people and even affect the company's stock price. They want to keep the numbers right, so the investors can know what's going on and how well they did in the past, like receiving grades after a school year. The report is about the company's earnings for the second quarter, which ended in March. Earnings basically mean how much money the company made after subtracting all its cost. This is always a closely watched number. Let's jump into the numbers from the press release, which is included as an exhibit to this report. This is where we'll find out how well Hillenbrand really did. We will look at the updated, corrected numbers, of course. Now let's talk about what Hillenbrand actually does. They're in two main businesses. One part makes equipment for plastics, think big machines that shape and mold all sorts of plastic products. The other part is in death care, which includes caskets and other products related to funerals. So a pretty diverse business. I won't bore you with all the minor details. Let's go to the important stuff and see how the company is doing. Okay, let's dive into the meat of the matter, the company's financial outlook for the whole year. It's like checking the weather forecast to see if you need an umbrella. This is the part they had to correct, so let's see what's going on. They anticipate revenue to be between $3 billion and $3 billion, $3 of dollar, see what's going on. They anticipate revenue to be between $3 billion and $3 how to read an annual report. Or dollar, see what's going dollars, that's a lot of money. If we break that down, that means it is expected that the company will achieve a sales number of about $250 million a month. Adjusted EPS is expected to be $6.26 to $6.40. EPS means earnings per share. This is a key number for investors because it tells them how much profit the company is making for each share of stock. A higher EPS is generally better. It's like checking how much interest you are making on your investment. The old one was a range of 6 to 10s to 6 to 30, so they did change their outlook. Why does it matter? The stock price can fluctuate if the outlook changes, so it's important to keep these numbers correct. Why did they have to fix this outlook? Well, in the original press release, the numbers were slightly off. It's like accidentally writing the wrong price tag on an item in a store. You need to correct it so customers aren't confused. The good news is that they caught the mistake and issued this updated report. It shows they are paying attention to details and want to be transparent with investors. So what does this all mean for Hillenbrand? Well, the company seems to be doing reasonably well, but it is facing some headwinds. Like any business, there are risks to consider. One potential risk is the overall economy. If the economy slows down, people might buy fewer plastic products, which would hurt their molding equipment business. A recession can impact sales. Another risk is competition. There are other companies that make similar equipment and death care products. If those companies come up with better products or lower prices, Hillenbrand could lose customers. You don't want to be the blockbuster of your market. However, Hillenbrand also has some strengths. They have a diverse business, which means they're not relying on just one product or industry. They also have a history of making acquisitions which can help them grow and expand into new markets. So where do I see Hillenbrand heading? They seem to be on a steady course. Their death care business is pretty stable, as unfortunately that's a service that will always be needed. The plastics equipment business might fluctuate a bit more depending on the economy. Overall, I'd say Hillenbrand is a fairly solid company. It's not a high growth, super exciting business, but it's a reliable one. And sometimes that's exactly what you want in an investment. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe.